Ye just signed with Disguised Toast's Valorant roster. He may not be back in Tier 1, but with many esports teams currently crumbling, are creator-backed orgs the future of the industry? Before we get into the video, I want to let you know that we've partnered with Qualcomm Technologies and the team over at Snapdragon Elite Gaming to explore the world of mobile esports. Our latest Worth episode explores the story of Bobby and OG, two of the best Brawl Star players in the world. But before they teamed up, they truly hated each other. They had to overcome their differences to prove that the greatest of enemies can become the perfect team. So check out the episode using the link below. Alright, so we were getting dangerously close to a Valorant season without El Diablo. And if you ask me, that would have just felt wrong. Ye was the best player in the world throughout 2022 before signing with Cloud9 back in December, and we all know how that ended. The team bombed out at lock-in and dropped Ye and Vanity shortly after. I made a video about all of that back when it happened, so make sure to check it out if you haven't already. But since then, we've all wondered where Ye will end up. The roster lock for all partnered VCT teams was back on March 25th, so Ye's only real option was Tier 2. And since DSG dropped Exalt last month, fans have been joking around and hoping that Toast would sign Ye as a replacement. The org even joined in on the fun and tweeted on April Fools that they had to drop their entire roster just to afford Ye. But that was only partially a joke, because on Monday, DSG posted this video.
So I'm looking at your Sentinels contract and your buyout has a lot of zeros.
Am I worth it?
I think I'm gonna have to go with a free agent on this one.
I got someone in mind. Hey, Ye?
Yeah, what's up?
You wanna join DSG?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Following the announcement, Ye went live on Twitch and joined forces with Tarek to farm Toast and his friends 2v5 while the three of them amassed over 70,000 viewers. And it was honestly nice seeing Ye back on Twitch, playing Valorant, and just enjoying himself again. We were all worried that he might not find a home this year, but once again, Toast has come to the rescue, and this signing is beneficial for both parties. Ye can continue to play and get high-level practice, and hopefully join a partnered team next year, while DSG now has a better shot at making playoffs in Split 2. And viewership for DSG matches will likely continue to be insane. Toast presumably isn't able to offer as high of a salary as some traditional orgs, but he is trying to help his players market themselves better and create a more realistic path to profitability. Toast even spoke about this in a recent interview with George Geddes.
I do try and talk to my players about like things they're interested in. Like I always say, hey, do you want to stream with me? Like, do you want to play games? Like with a bunch of streamers and like teachers. Like I think Steel did a really good job. Like he coached 4 of us in Valorant, and the way his mind works is like it's something like he genuinely feels a lot of passion for. Like I think he could have kept doing that for like 6 hours for every single map we were playing. Like, oh, yeah, this is Ascent, so this is the kind of set we want to run.
Yeah.
And it's all about figuring out each individual player's like selling point.
What Toast has done for the Tier 2 Valorant scene is honestly awesome. He's built out a group of pros and given them the proper infrastructure to compete and grow their brands while the rest of esports is struggling. But Toast has also inspired other creators like Moist Critical and Ludwig to invest in Valorant and, in a way, bail out even more players. I spoke to my boy Danny to get his thoughts on some of the creator-backed orgs that his team competes against, and here's what he had to say.
I think it's good for the scene because not only do they provide viewership, but they're also giving free agent teams a home. You know, even if it's for a season or whatever it is, like for example, Disguised for like their Game Changers team, it was just for the tournament. I mean, we all saw like the viewership that they got, and it helped promote Game Changers in that sense. I do think it's very good, and if there are more orgs like that, they should jump in. I think it helps not only the scene, but it also helps the person running it. For example, Disguised Toast, like he's doing watch parties, he's having fun with it. I know it costs a lot of money, but I think it might be worth it.
So guys like Toast, Ludwig, and Charlie are obviously doing good for the community. They're making serious efforts to establish a route to revenue and make esports more sustainable. But it's a big financial risk on their part, and unfortunately not every example of this has worked. For a long time, it was no secret that XQC wanted to get into Valorant and sign the Turtle Troop roster, but things just didn't work out, and last week Governor said that they were ghosted during negotiations.
This guy led us on
What?
for a month straight.
He like dropped you guys already?
We were never on.
Oh.
We had term sheets signed and everything, but then he just like backed out like last second and just ghosted us.
Tweeted added a bit more context on Twitter, stating that XQC backed out because of personal reasons, and it wasn't because they failed to make playoffs. But XQC also spoke about it last week on his stream.
I just got kind of like blindsided, and I was embarrassed. And yeah, at the end, I understand that in that last time, I definitely should have communicated more. Okay, but there are things that I just couldn't say, and it wouldn't make sense not to explain. I thought, okay, maybe my managers are gonna clutch and they will explain these things because they're the ones that are talking to them, not me anymore, right? At that point, and I felt so bad, and I felt so embarrassed about some of this shit that I was dealing with, that I agreed to paying them a month's salary or half a month's salary, for the time that they spent waiting, whatever. So I would pay them the full amount, and the amounts were pretty big too.
So as much as it sucks for the guys over at Turtle Troop, at least XQC was kind enough to pay them some amount of money for their time spent negotiating. He absolutely didn't have to do that, but he did. Turtle Troop is the only remaining unsigned NA VCL team right now, and that's pretty good. Compared to other regions, the NA Tier 2 scene is a lot healthier than most, even on the Game Changer side. So hopefully with creators like Toast, Ludwig, and Moist investing in the scene, maybe we'll see others follow suit and help teams crack the code to profitability in some of these other regions. I think a lot of people just expect Ye to come in and like farm every tier 2 team, and I don't think that that's gonna happen. Obviously Ye is an incredible player, but you still have M80 and like the guard who have been DSG's kryptonite. I think this is gonna help DSG. It's definitely gonna help them compete with some of the big dogs, but I don't think they're gonna suddenly just like win everything because they have Ye. And I know Toast doesn't have those kinds of expectations. He has pretty reasonable expectations, which is good.